Hi, I'm Sonia. Welcome back to my channel, and today I want to talk to you about something that is near and dear to my heart and something that I find is a plague in conscious communities. Let's stop talking about the problem. So what do I mean by that? When I say we're talking about the problem, is that we can oftentimes have these places of trying to understand what is happening, why things are happening, tracing family lines, tracing lineage, tracing family patterns, even dissecting and bisecting our own selves until we get stuck in information overload and actually disconnect from our intuition, from our spirit, and disconnect from solution. And today I want to talk to you about not talking about the problem. And this past week I had a reading with a client. She's really wonderful, very just a wonderful woman, very creative, very expansive, and all she wanted to do was move. She really wanted to move out of her home country. She wanted to move to Europe, and in wanting to move to Europe, she kept coming up. She had gotten clear intuitive guidance. She was calling me to see if this was a go or a no-go. And the thing that I found was that what was happening is she kept talking about all these problems in her life to the point of why she could not move, what was happening, what was keeping her stuck, what was keeping her stuck in her own life, what her own patterns were, what her own family karma was. There was so much talking and so much self-awareness. It was one thing that I really resonated with. I was like, I've done that, been there, girlfriend. There was so much self-awareness about why she was the way that she was, that it kept her stuck in the way that she was. In understanding her family trauma, in understanding her own limiting beliefs, in understanding her different patterns, in understanding her really brilliant intellect's insatiable curiosity to understand why things were keeping her stuck, that she didn't realize that all of that information was what was keeping her stuck. So we have our intellect. Our intellect is the part that organizes the world around us. This is the part that likes to make sense. It's the part that says, hey, you know what? I'm dealing with anxiety. Let me read 10, 15 books on anxiety, learn all the different tools, all the different ways to navigate, cope. That's where we understand about intergenerational trauma. That's where we understand about our own patterns, limiting beliefs, whatever. But that same intellect that gets so fixated on the why disconnects us from the present moment, from our spirit, from solutions, and from movement, from forward movement. And this brilliant woman was so understanding why, that it was too much talking. And the actual voice the voice that she was drowning out was the one of her spirit. So I said, all right, hold on, wait. Stop, time out. And this is a really good tool that I learned from my mom, Sonia Choquette. What does your head say? Now, your head and your heart have different voices. They sound different. Now, her head was the one that was saying, I understand all of my limiting patterns. I understand my beliefs. I understand why I can't. I understand. Okay? This is why I can't move because of X, Y, Z, my low self-esteem, my my over, Okay, that's her head voice. Now, I said, okay, now that we've emptied the garbage, because a lot of times with our head voice, we need to empty the garbage. We need to have a place to empty, to quiet. Because otherwise, it's like a little rotisserie chicken on a spit. We go around and around and around and around, trying to figure out why. Now, I said, okay, that's your head voice. That's the one that's saturated information overload. Now let's pause, take a time out, and let's connect to your heart voice. Now take your attention, and I say I use this tool all the time, hand on your heart, hand on your belly, and drop your conscious attention from here, that's to here, and then start to speak. She took a big deep breath and then just started, and then kind of was like, I'm not, and I just said, just give it a go. And she's quiet for a moment. She said, my heart said move. My heart said go. And I said, how does that feel? And she says, that resonates in my whole body. She says, that feels good. And I said, okay. So now you have choice. You're very clear on your heart. You're very clear on your intuition. So go for it. Instead of getting so fixated on the problem and understanding the problem, because oftentimes our own it's perfectionism cloaked in our intellect. It's the perfectionist that says, if I understand all this information, if I understand why, how, blah, 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 then I can protect myself against the unknown, and that will give me confidence to make decisions. But that's not the truth, because all of that will actually disconnect you. With the things that will give you confidence in yourself is not only your own heart voice, but making decisions, moving forward, and recognizing that whatever decision that you make, if it's connected to your heart, it'll lead you to your highest good, and that you're not stuck. You can make a decision. If that one doesn't feel good, you can make another decision. And so I told her, okay, this is where we can also use our intellect as a tool to really focus. All right, what is it that you want to create? Instead of your intellect understanding all the reasons why you can't move, put your intellect to work to help you understand what it is that you need to make this transition. And she actually said, I actually am a dual citizen and I have family. And I was like, well, good information. So you have support. So this is an invitation for you in this moment to look at the different problems that you feel that show up in your lives, and ask yourself if you are so aware of why you are the way that you are, why people are the way that they are, how, just that energy, that information overload, that is it disconnecting you from your spirit? And if it's keeping you stuck, if it's keeping you in the same place, if the energy is wait, hold on, I need more info, that's your intellect. And instead, I want you to drop into your heart voice and drop into that space of your intuition and drop into your body. So people are like, well, okay, how do I do that, Sonia? Sounds great. Let me give you a few different tools. Tool number 1, hand on your heart, hand on your belly. I'm going to say this in every video. It's a beautiful way to connect with your intuition and with your spirit. Take a few deep breaths in through your nose. Imagine like you're breathing into your belly button. Exhale out your mouth like you're exhaling 10 birthday candles. And just sit in that space. Close your eyes. Bring your attention from here to here. And notice how you'll start to feel supported by your spirit. You'll start to feel the support. You'll start to feel that chatter get quiet. And that is where you'll be able to hear your heart voice. Make it a practice. Do it every day. And building that relationship with your deeper self and with your spirit will give you more confidence to listen to it in all avenues of your life. Your relationship with your spirit and your intuition is just like any other relationship that you have. The more that you water it, the more that you pay attention to it, the more it will blossom. Tool number 2. This is a good one I got from my mom. I love it. My head says, fill in the blank. My heart says, fill in the blank. Now put a timer on your phone for 5 minutes and speak out loud. And it's really important that you say this out loud. Do it in the car or the shower, somewhere where you have a private space. And say, think of what it is. My head says, start your timer and just keep going like a ball. My head says it's too complicated. My head says it's too far. My head says I'll be anxious. My head says my roommate will be mad. Just keep going until you hit the bottom of the barrel. After about 5 minutes, you'll be like, okay, and pay attention to the vibration. Pay attention to how it feels in your body, and just notice when we speak out loud, we can hear that vibration. Oh, who's doing the talking? Like I always like to say. And you'll notice that sometimes it's like when we empty the garbage, we can recognize what's just blah, 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 What is just information versus what is our truth? Now, after that, take a deep breath, cut the cord to your head voice. Now it's time to let your heart speak. Now take your phone, put on the timer for 5 minutes, and again, speak out loud. My heart says, fill in the blank. My heart says that I can trust myself. My heart says that I can go. My heart says that this will be an adventure. And you'll notice that your head probably is a lot more wordy. When we connect to our hearts and we connect to our intuition, intuition isn't verbose. You might even get an image. You might just get a feeling. But just give it your attention and notice what shows up. Give your same 5-minute timer and see how does it feel. Again, out loud. And really, give yourself the space. 10 minutes is a game changer. And 3, put down the information. You don't always need to know why. Sometimes you don't need to know why. And if you're really stuck in the why and the how, and journal, empty the garbage, give that psychic space to dump and talk about how you're feeling. How do I feel? Instead of talking about the problem, talk about how you're affected. Pay attention to the sensations in your body. The sensations in your body will give you a good window to how you're feeling about it. And then 4, end it with a song and dance. And really turn it up and dance it out. What happens when we dance and you really let yourself dance is that you actually help to reset your parasympathetic nervous system. This is your fight, flight, freeze response. This is the same response that can get stuck in information as a key to trying to feel safe. So when you dance and really give yourself 1 to 2 songs, what happens is you shake off that stagnant energy and connect back to your physical body, present moment, home number 1. And that is where you'll get out of that thinking into feeling and movement. And if you look, animals in the wild, like a gazelle, if it narrowly escapes getting eaten by a lion, what it does is it will shake off the adrenaline. It'll shake off that energy. And when we get saturated in problem and thinking, it's that same exact energy. So those are just a few tools. I hope if you like this video, hit subscribe, hit like. I know I made it to the end and it's getting dark. I'm in beautiful Spain. Look at this. I'm in Soler. Isn't this so beautiful? Oh my God. Thank you, Spirit. My spirit brought me here. And as always, if you haven't already, check out my podcast with my mom and my sister. It's all related. If you're on YouTube, in the bio, we talk about what it's like to really live an intuitively guided life. Take my spirit type quiz. And if you really need help, book a reading with me. If you really, or think about mentoring with me, go to my site, soniatelli.com. I have tons of free resources and tools and videos, and I love you. You are a gift. And it's, as my Nana would say, there's always a solution. So help me, give me a subscribe, a like, follow me on Instagram. But most importantly, you're a gift. I love you. Bye.